I have a 5-inch chuck that I want to mount to the Grizzly lathe. The Grizzly has a D14 cam lock system. This is the backing plate that I bought for it. But it doesn't matter if you have the cam lock system or a screw-on type backing plate. This will work either way. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount this backing plate to the lathe spindle and just make a series of cuts, series of facing cuts, so I'll have an extruded part on this part of the backing plate that will fit right into the inside of the chuck there. Alright, I was able to sneak up on this cut and get a perfect fit. Just what I was looking for. Also took a skim cut across here. So now the only thing left is I have to drill holes through this backing plate so I can run screws through them and attach this chuck like this. Now there's a couple different ways of doing this. I've got an idea that I think will be foolproof, so I'm going to try that. Alright, I made an alignment tool, and it is a slip fit on the chuck, and it's a slip fit also on the backing plate. Alright, these are blind hole spotters. And I'm going to need 3 of them. And I'll show you how I use those. And there's your marks right there. So now all I have to do is drill it out, drill those holes, and make a countersink, and it'll be ready to go together. Alright, I drilled out all the holes and turned around and countersunk them with an end mill. Now, when you put them in, if they're a little bit tight, what you can do is go back and drill them out one size, one increment larger, and it'll give you a little bit more room, or a little bit more play. And that's that. So I'm just going to get these little cam locks put in. I'm going to put it mounted on the lathe and see what it looks like. All right, if you're going to make your own backing plate, there is an easier way to do it, because if you're going to make your own, say you're going to make your own backing plate, you're going to have to start out with a piece of stock that's the same diameter as your chuck. So in this case, it's only a little 3-inch chuck. But if you're dealing with a 4, 5, 6-inch chuck, something like that, you're going to have to start off with a big piece of stock. And sometimes they can be hard to come by, or be expensive, or whatever. A way you can get around that is what I did here, and it's a two-piece backing plate. So what I did was I started off with, you know, a piece that I could turn down to easily fit in there. I don't know what that is, 2 inches or something. Just mounted that in there, drilled that out, and what I did was I bought a tap that has this thread size, the same size as the spindle on my lathe. So drilled that out, tapped it out, and just screwed that right onto the lathe spindle, and that way I was able to machine this to fit in here like that, and then I just turn this outside side down, and there it is, and just left this little ledge here a little bit proud of the chuck, and then made this ring. Now this probably made this. This has been a long time ago, but I probably made this out of a piece of 3/8 plate. So mounted that, drilled it, bored it out so it would fit right over top of this, or right around this. And I used the same method. I used the blind hole spotters to locate these holes. So I just sat that over there. There it goes. Sat that over there onto the blind hole spotters, located my holes, brought it off, drilled these holes out, and then put it back on there. And at that point, I probably had some sort of like square, or, you know, it wasn't round at that point. So I was able to just mount this in the chuck, or mount this in the lathe, and just machine this, and that's all there is to it. So that's another option you have if you want to make your own backing plate. All right. Now you can get these backing plates like this, and they're threaded to fit your lathe, and they have a series of holes that, you know, will fit a combination of them will fit your back of your chuck, and all you have to do is just machine it in a little bit to fit the indentation in the back of your chuck, and you're ready to go. The hardest part about doing it this way is locating your holes. Now you can use a rotary table or some other type of indexing mechanism, but I think using the guide, just making up a guide, it only took a few minutes. Takes the guesswork all out of it, and get you a set of those blind hole spotters. I got those at Grizzly, and man, there's been a few times where they really make a hard job easy. So I'm gonna leave it right there, and until next time, thanks for watching.